That's John playing the piano for some reason. All right, over here in the bottom left, the champion of BlizzCon and a very, very gifted Protoss player.
MVP Genius.
I think he was telling a lie. My CIA training tells me that when you blink a lot, you're lying.
I know. Hardcore versus dual core. Look at those zealots walking like that. Now, out in here in the upper left, we have our Terran player from StarCraft 1, turned StarCraft 2 pro gamer. Very solid, but has yet to get too far in GSLs.
What's this? NaDa.
The Renaissance nerd.
There he is. He's so fast, man.
Dude, he is so fast. If you watch him play,
both these players are unbelievable
in person, it is actually insane.
Yeah, he's actually one of these like 400 APM monster Terrans from StarCraft 1.
Special thanks to LG, Intel, and G-Skill for sponsoring our event. Please buy their products. Do the right thing. Don't be selfish.
Yeah. You gotta upgrade your computer. You better upgrade with that stuff. That's what I use. I have the best computer out of all of us.
Yeah, actually, Artosis does.
Better than any nerds watching.
Barracks almost completed. Here we have a cybernetic score on the way. And
pretty standard.
Is going to get there long before NaDa's SCV gets Protoss' base. This is a matchup that we usually don't see too much stuff going on until the scouts have been either killed or driven out of the base.
Genius did see the tech lab, so it's going to tell him, hey, I need a Zealot and I need a Stalker. Probably 2 Stalkers, just in case it is the Marauder push, and at least 1 Stalker to stop any Reapers. It is the Marauder.
Yeah, we don't seem to have NaDa, unlike Lynn, for instance, use Reaper builds that much. Am I mistaken? I don't think we've really seen NaDa do many Reaper builds.
I'm trying to remember how many I've seen of him. Both are quite good. You know, with a couple Marauders, you just do a light push, and if they randomly have a Stalker in front of a Zealot, you kill it,
and then you win the game sometimes. It's
yeah. And in fact, it looks like he's not going to do the push. He is making a Marine after his first Marauder, not getting concussive shells as well.
Well, having Marauder out in this situation, as well, is good because you're going to shoot down the probe before he sees the expansion. So he has to kind of guess, is this 2 barracks? Is it a fast expand? I don't know. I'm in the dark. I'm a little scared. I need a night light. You know?
Yeah. Crack the door, put on the hall light a little bit.
Yeah, you know. Have mom and dad check under the bed.
Huh. Now I'm checking under the bed. That's where I hide my Game Boy with my Game Boy Light attachment.
Oh, I used to hide a Game Boy under the bed as well. My mom would catch me and be like, what is this? And I'd be like, But then eventually my mother discovered Tetris.
Oh my god.
And then she took the Game Boy and
my
started
mother
playing
discovered
Tetris.
Dr. Mario. She got really good at that game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people's moms that started getting hooked on that stuff.
Yeah. That's so weird.
There's some study released recently. Oh, by the way, we're going to have a Dark Templar rush here. Very interesting. There's some study released that like cancer patients were recovering faster if they played Tetris.
Wow.
Did you see something like that?
Tetris blocks better than you thought before.
Yeah. It's something that's very, very healthy to play Tetris if you were in the hospital.
By the way, this build that we are seeing is very much like the build that we saw from OGS MC against Thorzane on Shakuris Plateau from the TSL 3 this past weekend. You know, just getting the quick Dark Templar can be really, really awesome because it's a pretty long map, and you can just go ahead and expand and be very, very safe. Even if they have scans and missile turrets, you're going to hold them off, and you've already got all these tech buildings out. You can skimp on units like a crazy person when you see someone expand like this. So I really like this type of build, even though I don't think it's going to actually do any damage. The map control he's going to have for a little bit should give him enough time to get his economy up to par and to get out whatever units and upgrades that he really wants.
Well, you know, it's similar to the builds we've seen in StarCraft 1 involving DTs, where basically even if the Dark Templar doesn't get in there and do damage, they can't really leave their base. You know, that you can force them to tech in a certain way, which allows you to then respond in a certain way. Uh-oh, don't do it!
And even that's all right. He's going to be able to spread out a couple DTs probably. You probably want 2 out right now and make more as they kill him off. 1 just kind of patrolling in front of the choke, maybe 1 at the watchtower. because you want to replace them instantly. As soon as the scan runs off, wherever the Terran army is, you want another DT there. He's not really doing that, though. I would love to see him patrolling in front of the main. Makes me sad, actually. I really want to see him do that because that's the best way to use this DT. All right, so
I'm interested in seeing if he's even going to use the factory after the reactor, if he just lifts that off.
Scouts with it?
Scouting around.
Yeah, I think he may taste this. NaDa hasn't really subscribed to the tank style yet that we're seeing more out of Supernova and then MVP and Submarine King now. Which,
I like getting the Raven personally, but...
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, I think especially against DTs.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's good against that.
Turns out it's pretty good.
I'm like, you know what's good against a Zealot? Planetary Fortress.
Yeah. You know
battle
about
cruiser.
that too, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, if you see them doing this build and you're Protoss, since a lot of people do get Ravens, you oftentimes see people get Zealot legs before Blink.
Yes.
So your point defense drone is actually not that effective.
And not just that, if they go so tech heavy like that, you're going to want a lot of stuff. Against a lot of tech, as Protoss, you're generally going to want to macro up to a bunch of stuff to try to run him over. And slow Zealots
he's actually
aren't
not joking when he says that, guys. He's right.
Yeah, it matters, but it doesn't completely matter exactly what the stuff is. You just, when someone techs a lot, if they come out to actually engage you, you're going to want a lot of stuff because they're doing technical things such as point defense drone against stalkers. So you don't want you can't have just like a medium amount of stalkers. Get like none or a ton. Just overrun.
And always get armor first as Protoss against Terran.
Unless they're going mech.
Well, unless they're going mech, but that's a totally different game. Yeah. If they're doing something like what we're seeing here, you want the armor because you need the Zealots to be able to absorb as much damage. So they can at least get up there and get a few chops in there.
Certainly. We do see NaDa coming over. Genius is making 3 gates. NaDa does have a couple dropships ready. 4 Marauders and 8 Marines and 2 medevacs. It's like the scariest thing ever. His Dark Templar, Dark Shrine is on the left side of the map. But he has a lot of Zealots sitting in here to try to help out. This is funny, most people put Stalkers in the main. This guy likes his Zealots. And he's going to have to make a move. He does not want to lose these buildings, especially with Charge on the way.
He's going to lose that Charge building.
Oh, that was a huge move.
A timing attack might wreck.
Dude, seriously.
Genius without the Zealot legs.
Without the Zealot legs, how much he's already invested in his Zealots? I think so, Tasteless. I think so.
Yeesh. I think we need to see these players at times put these buildings in places where they cannot be dropped.
Yeah, I think that's normally what you do want to do.
But they're trying to hide it in case the scam comes in.
Exactly. But you're completely right, Tasteless. I was actually just saying today on my stream while I was playing some ladder games that, I used to put stuff on the side of my base because it's smart, but guess what's smarter? Not losing stuff to Marauder drops. These buildings are expensive, the upgrades are important. Notice how you just pick stuff off on the side. That's like what this style does.
You think, well, it's just a pylon, does it really matter? Well,
yeah,
actually it does, because that's actually stopping, potentially, 8 Stalkers or Zealots from coming out. And since units come out in increments in this game, even times groups of increments, that means he's going to be maxed out later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It's completely true.
Bet you feel stupid now for saying that thing. There comes a drop into the main.
And NaDa's just doing a great job. Look at this. Trying to pick off some units here. Might want to be careful.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
He needs to pick up.
Huge mistake by NaDa.
He miscontrolled that. Although somehow still not losing as much as I thought he was going to lose. And again, these Zealots do not have the Zealot legs upgraded. So they can basically run forever. And I'm starting to feel like this game is going to look very similar to the game we saw before. NaDa slowly, just gradually getting more and more ahead.
He certainly is. He's got his 3rd command center up. Genius has not started anything like that. And by the way, Genius warping in Zealots into kind of a funny location right now. And I wonder if that's not for possibly a flank.
I think it's for a counterattack. He's doing what Zerg do against Terran and Protoss, where if they're behind, they're making a bunch of stuff. They'll counter into the guy's main to try to get him to turn around and buy more time. So I think that's what his game plan is here.
Oh, he almost catches. And now again, killing out Twilight Council, save those dropships because he would have Blink right now.
Yep, absolutely right, Artosis.
And here we go. Charge is done. He's got 1-1. NaDa also has 1-1. No bunkers. He sold all of his bunkers. This timing with this many sentries, if he uses these sentries right, this could be huge. Here he goes. Guardian Shield is up. He's going to want to micro those forward. Beautiful force fields. The SCVs cannot make it out to help. The Zealots doing a great job against these Marines and Marauders, but a lot behind the force fields as well. More Zealots coming in. Can he break into force fields now?
It looks like Terran's got this, no matter how many Guardian Shields and Zealots of the SCVs here to tank some of that damage. And of course, Marauders make running away sort of a bad dream.
Wow.
Beautiful. You know, I think what Genius did was very smart, though. Genius sort of said, all right, well, I'm already getting more and more behind, and we know what happened last game. Maybe I can just try to do one big timing attack.
Well, that's true.
And end it.
He attacked into an arc once again.
Yeah.
This time a much better scenario for him, but NaDa is +2 finisher in that, and now, oh god, I think NaDa's actually just going to roll down the street and kill him.
It's time for Genius to tech to the GG. Oh. Drops the mule, says, all right, are you paying attention? I'm dropping my mules. You're so dead.
And Genius realizing this, warping some more units. Looks like Genius is going to stop at the round of 16, Tasteless.
All right. What a series here. Oh, no. Damn.
Genius has nothing left. We're seeing GG any second.
And another mule. NaDa's not stopping with the trash talk here. NaDa, the Renaissance nerd, has done it again. He's going to move on to the round of 8. And that's no small feat here in Code S.
Oh, man. And NaDa, this guy, Cases.
This Renaissance nerd.
Stuff like this, NaDa. Stuff like this.
Yes. Well, you know, I got to say, Genius is very good. He deserved to get as far as he did, but you can really see the difference between the two players.
Yes, you absolutely could. NaDa is certainly a better player than Genius. Just no question. He just outplayed him. There wasn't really any cheese or anything. NaDa just played really strong, good macro games.
Yeah.
He harassed well, and Genius just didn't stand up to it right.
I think yeah, it was just one player being simply put better than the other. Genius tried to do a few sneaky moves. It didn't really work out. And, of course, the result was sort of a 2-0.
Yes, it was.
Therefore,
that's exactly
NaDa.
what it was.
So there's a good day for OGS. Top and NaDa both advancing. Supernova
falling down.
But I
to
think
another OGS.
That's to be expected, I think. We're not really too shocked by those results. So our next matchup is going to be Pult Prime against SC Foyu. And I think that's going to be a pretty interesting match.
Two young Terrans.
Yep. Pult is
Prime,
suddenly really good. What's up with that?
He's suddenly become really good. SC Foyu, it's like Pult was just kind of, you know, like, I think you're Code A. But then he just, out of nowhere, he's like, bam, Code S, yes, you belong here. SC Foyu, on the other hand, this steady increase of skill. Not explosive like Pult. He didn't just pop onto the scene.
I feel
just
like,
kind of steadily getting better.
I feel like both Pult and SC are sort of these guys a little bit in the background, sort of in the shadow of players like NaDa, for instance, like Marine King Prime,
certainly.
like MVP. But, you know, they're continuing to improve, so who knows? We're going to have a 10-minute break, so don't go too far away. This is the GSL.